Everybody, this is Miss Florida Hot Picks here. And who says pick three players in Illinois can't catch some hits? Well, I'm here to tell you you can. And I want you guys to make sure you're paying close attention to your grids. Now, just because you can, it doesn't mean that I can guarantee it, but you have to study and you have to pay attention. I have to make sure I let that disclaimer out, okay? But I do want to share with you some very simple techniques, something you're probably overlooking like most of us pick three players are. And I want to share with you where to look at some hot areas so you can pick out some hot numbers, okay? Now, make sure you're backtracking your state. If you're not in Illinois, you want to see if this kind of stuff works, definitely check it out, but you must backtrack. Then, if you see that there's something that's very similar, or you guys in Illinois want to try this out for yourself, play on paper first, okay? Make sure you get that down first before you start investing and start spending money, okay? All right, so let's go ahead. We're doing pick three of Illinois. Shout out to all my members out there. This is for y'all. This goes to you guys first. January 29th, midday, there was a hit of 512 in Illinois. And I want to share with you how even using something as simple as a 317 rundown, how you can lock in some really hot hits, okay? Now, you got to pay attention to a couple of things. You got to pay attention to mirror numbers and triples and false triples. If you can learn to do that, you can learn to decipher some really hot patterns, okay? So 512, we put it in the rundown. How do you count it out, right? Looks like a daunting task. It really isn't. It's very simple. So once you lock in the last hit that you're going to use, you're simply going to add each number down the columns. So for the first number or column, we're going to add 3. So 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. When you get to your two-digit numbers, you're only going to use your ones place your 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. Use your 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. Just use your 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. Okay? Now you know you did it right. The number you start with, 5, should be the number that you end with. Okay? Then you would add 1 all the way down that second column and 7 down the third column. So that's the first step, putting your grid together. The next thing is I want you to identify your false triples. You got to know how to locate this, and it's very simple once you get the hang of it, okay? I want you to pay attention to your left side. Here in this example, we have doubles. What do you see? A double 4, 4. You also, if you go down, you see its mirror double 9, 9. What's a mirror number, Miss Florida? I'm glad you asked those questions, my pick three players. Well, a mirror number is a number that's opposite of itself. It's the same number, they can be interchanged. Like 4s and 9s, the same, they could be interchanged for one another, okay? And this is going to bring me to the point of looking for your triples and false triples. If you don't know what mirrors are, you're going to miss them. Trust me when I tell you. You're going to say, oh my goodness, this stuff has been sitting right in front of my face. Well, folks, we're here to unleash the dragon. Okay, getting back. So let's talk about mirror numbers for a second, because you're going to need to know them so you can locate your doubles and mirrors on the left side. Sometimes they'll be mirrors, sometimes they'll be doubles. So a 0 could be 5, or 5 could be a 0. A 1 could be a 6, 6 could be a 1. 2 could be a 7, 7 could be a 2. 3 could be an 8, 8 could be a 3. 4 could be a 9, and a 9 could be a 4. Okay? Okay. Now, once you identify your left side doubles, I want you to pay attention. You see this 3, 3, 8? Then you have a 3, 5, 0. What are your false triples here? 3, 3, 8. You're going to highlight that. How do you know those are false triples? Well, you got your 3, 3. Look at your mirror. Isn't 3 and 8 mirrors? Ain't that what it is? So you're going to highlight that. If you don't know what mirrors are, well, you'll be out of luck. You got to know them. Anyone telling you otherwise? Well, you might want to do some research. Not here to tear anybody down, but hey, it is what it is. The mirror of that is 883. You see how that goes? 4499. After a certain point of the rundown, half of the rundown is just mirrors. It starts with 512. In the middle, it turns into 067, and all the numbers are just mirrors after that. That's why you got so many, okay? But it's how you use them could be so important, right? All right. So we got that out the way. So now you know where your doubles and mirrors are on the left side. You located your false triples or triples, okay? Sometimes they will be straight triples. Still pay attention to them, okay? Now, I want you to start with the hit. If the hit runs across and is slanted, you pay close attention to that area. 512 could be mirrored to a 526. The only thing that changes is the 1 and the 6. You see that? So again, look at that again. 512 could be mirrored to a 526. The same thing with the 067 could be mirrored to a 071. When I put my hot predictions in the membership, these are some of the hot methods that I use. I kid you not, I use the same stuff. Why? Because I want some of the same results. If you keep changing your strategies over and over and over again because you haven't found anything that works, you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna just be playing number after number, birthday, license plate after license plate, and then you're gonna get frustrated. We don't want that now, do we? No, we don't, Miss Florida, because you're the bomb. Okay. All right, folks. So, talking about the mirrors, okay? I want you to be careful because when they mirror from the hit 512, 526, I want you to look at some numbers that are in the middle column that go straight up. You notice how the 071, 067, but if you go straight up, 765, right? I want you to pay attention to that number, 765, okay? Now I need to do the same thing here. What you do on one part, you do to the other, okay? Because you never know until you get better at how you pick your numbers. Are they going to stay with this portion or the mirrors? And if you don't know, you have to pay attention, okay? So now we're going to do the same thing, but here's the problem. I have 526, 21, and I need the other numbers. I have to now extend the rundown, okay? So I'm just going to extend it just a little bit, okay? I'm going to extend it because I needed to see what those numbers were, okay? I got 21, 210, okay? Just want to write that down. So remember, we did 526, 512, and what goes up? 210. These are the hidden places. And when I tell you, you'd be so surprised how many hits come from those middle columns going up. But the key is you got to look for what's being mirrored around it. That will help you decipher how to clone into some of the hotter numbers, okay? So let's just look at this. 765, 210. Now, January 30th, the next day, the next midday, this went midday to midday. January 30th, 021 hit. Just like that. Okay? We had it 210. Now watch this. Remember, 526, 512, it goes straight up. I want you guys to make sure you're paying attention to that center column. Center column hits are easily missed. And why? Because people don't know that these are just hot mirrors of one another. That's why I want you to make sure you know how to get there. But that was just the top of the number. Let's look at the bottom numbers. We have here 140, okay? And we also, it doesn't go straight across. This one doesn't. 140, but it does go down as 456. I'm going to write that down. And what you do to the top, you're going to do to the bottom because you want the mirror version of that number. So 695, it doesn't go across, but it does go straight down. I need 901. If you don't know what mirrors are, you'll totally miss this. If you use these numbers as well, guess what? January 29th, That evening, that was one draw over, 564 hit. You see your pattern, Illinois? So you cannot say, you cannot find hits with 317. They're there. But you got to know what to look for and how to use it. You guys got 2 hits off this one rundown. So that's telling you, pay attention to the number going across that slants. Look in the center. That could be hot numbers. Okay? Look at the bottom. Look for your center mirror. Those could be hits. A lot of states use this, but people snooze on it. Trust me. And it don't happen with every state. I get that. Sometimes some states go straight on top or the bottom of the slant. You hear what I'm saying? Some states will do that. But I notice a lot of states, they're using their center columns. Hits are coming out. Was that simple or what? I know. Go ahead and give your girl a thumbs up. I so appreciate that right now. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yes, I so appreciate it. And share this video with others. But guess what? I'm not done, because you guys have another type of triple that runs across that gave you guys a hit for the 1st of February. Are you ready to see it? Yeah, we are. Okay. Before I show you, I want you guys to make sure you hit that like button for your girl. Make sure you subscribe. And also, make sure you guys join our membership. Why? So you can get all of these workouts firsthand, fresh off the press. And you also have access to all of our hot prediction lists. And a lot of what I'm teaching is a lot of what I'm using to help get us those hits, okay? I can't guarantee the hits. I can't guarantee anything on the channel. But hopefully with some hard work and some dedication, you'll get it. All right, let's go head down. Let's move on to this next example, because this changes a little bit. I want you guys to be armed. I don't want you out there ain't got no protections. Okay. So this is Illinois, once again, February 1st. Happy February, everybody. The hit is 568. Now, when we put it in the 317, something happened. You may see this in your state, and then you may not know what to do. Here is one way to use this type of rundown. You're going to notice, make sure you know mirrors, that there's a false trip, 499944, going straight across. How many of you scratched your heads and said, I don't really know what to do with something like that? Well, I'm going to pose there's a few things that can happen depending on your state, depending on how they're patterned. Well, sometimes numbers will come straight on top or straight on the bottom. And I'm just going to leave it there because that's exactly what it did. Look at the 182. It came 812. Oh my goodness, and it came the next draw. What I like about the triples, when you see them, they're coming literally the next day for you guys. Okay? I can't guarantee it'll always happen like that. But when you see them, just pay careful attention. This went straight across the 182. Did it come in perfect order? No. But that was an easy box hit, right? So when you see stuff like this, pay attention. Now, here's something to pay attention to. I want you to understand that sometimes when you see these false triples or triples, it can be an indicator that something is going to repeat, okay? Repeat numbers, okay? Sometimes the whole hit may repeat. Sometimes its mirror may repeat, okay? Those are two possibilities when these things come up. But sometimes the pairs will repeat. I want you to note 6-8. Okay? Look at the 182. What's the mirrors for 6-8? 1-8. Okay? Those pairs repeated, but they repeated in mirrored form. This is why you have to know that. That means sometimes you may be able to decipher which numbers could be the hottest. Okay? So you have to decide that. My rule of thumb is anything on the bottom or the top running across could be the hottest numbers. I would have thought 182, 706, 637, or 251. That's the basics of how that runs. But trust me, it goes a lot deeper. You guys want to know how deep this thing goes? Definitely check out our membership so we could talk to you guys and you can see even more workouts. We get really deep with these rundowns because it's a lot of information. So I don't want to confuse everybody and throw everybody off, but pay attention. Hits can literally be straight across your rundown. So pay attention to the triples, okay? They could be the thing that you need to help you get the hottest numbers for your game, all right? With that said, everybody, thank you for sharing your time with me. Share this video with any of the other Pick 3 players out there. Make sure you tell them to subscribe to the channel. And you guys come on to the membership. We love to have you guys over there. We're heating up, and we hope that your games are heating up this week as well. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next video.